Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Yassine DIY. And this one feels a little different. What is behind me, you might be asking? Well, this is the new project. This is a 1989 Toyota 4Runner, first generation. It's a four-wheel drive, 5-speed, 22 RE engine in it. It has over 260,000 miles or 240,000 miles, but that might have been rolled back, so it's probably higher than that even. I've actually been looking for this car for a while, and I knew of a coworker and a friend of mine who had one, and I know that he hasn't been driving it, just hasn't had the time, dealing with kids and life. And I know that he would either want a really good home for it or somebody that would take care of it. And Sam and I have been talking about it back and forth. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that and how I actually acquired the car. But the original plan was to get this car and have it accompany my E36 and split the time between the two. And unfortunately, the E36 was involved in a highway accident, hydroplaned at 70 miles per hour off the highway. And the car is pretty much done. I definitely do still feel sad about it. I love that car more than anything, but it's good to have something new and something fresh as well, and I can't just sit back and worry about that one. I did keep the car though. I didn't let the insurance take it. We're gonna do some work on it, so keep in mind, keep checking for that video. Hopefully within this month or next month. Just gotta find the time for it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a full video on that and what the plans are for it. But this video is about this one right over here. So yeah, like I said, 1989 4Runner. This thing is built like a freaking tank, and I mean it's been all over the place. There's so much history and story behind it, and it's actually in pretty decent shape. It's not too much that's wrong with it. I mean, a couple of issues that are concerning, and I'll kind of show you in the walk around, but nothing that we can't handle. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a walk around. We're gonna clean the car in this video, and then keep in mind, because I'm gonna be working on this entire month pretty much, so stay tuned for more videos, but let's get right to it. And alright guys, this is gonna be the walk around. Right off the bat, the car is dirty. It is filthy. So much pollen, so much dirt, so much grime. I mean, it hasn't been driven in months, and Florida weather, and it's gonna dirty it up. So we're gonna need to give it a really, really, really nice wash. One notable thing is the tires are pretty much brand new. He got them on, I think last year, drove it for maybe a month and then stopped driving it. So the tires are brand new. I'm hoping that a flat spot hasn't developed. I don't think it did. So we're gonna fill them up with air, hopefully Sunday, like in the next few days, and then we'll see. But I think they're good. So that's awesome. The front wheels need cleaning, and I need to re-grease the locking hub. But the front wheels are disgusting, actually. We might be able to get this off, but if not, I mean, we can clean it as best as we can and then go from there. Let's see. The tracks for the windows are all going to need to be lubed up. They're just kind of dried out, and the windows are having a hard time. But I mean, they still all roll down. They're all mechanical. I don't think it has a power window. Only the back is a power window. The back wheels, you can see, are actually really clean. So we're just going to clean them up a little bit, and then the brakes seem to work okay, but we're going to do an entire, fluid flush on everything, and I'll show you guys a little bit more about that. So just kind of going around to the back. If you're not familiar with these cars, it's basically a pickup truck with a topper on it, and the topper is actually removable. Super cool. Can't wait to actually do a video on that and taking it off. It's gonna be a while till I do that. I want to make sure everything else is set up first, but that's gonna be good. And that's my dad there checking out the car. So what's up? Say hi to the camera. Hi YouTube. That's my dad. I'm just doing a video showing them a car. And basically it's like a truck, so this window goes down and then you can open it like a tailgate. And so we're gonna need to clean that and make sure it's all good. Bad idea. Lights are working, everything is in good shape there. Same thing on this side. Like I said, just really filthy. Yep. Dad is saying the roof rack is very important, and I agree. This is going to be really handful. Put the bikes on top. The bicycle.
Yeah.
Okay. Put the bicycles on top. That's going to be exactly. Yeah, 2 bicycles. It's going to be good. One little small rust spot over here. Not too bad. It's not the frame. It's just this like steel piece, but you can either replace these or just find one. And I actually have the rubber moldings that go into it. They're brand new. I got them from the owner. You can't really see, but I'll show you later. And so going around to the front again. This car is pretty much like almost all original. There's not been too many things replaced with it. Small little dent in the front. I think somebody backed into him or he bumped into somebody, but regardless, nothing of concern there. And let's get in the inside real quick. I think the car is already unlocked. And there we go. Here's the interior. So this is kind of a weird package. It's not the SR5. Kind of hoping it is, but honestly, my plan with this car is to sort of make it like the SR5 build anyway. But you have a lot of vinyl. Actually, there's no carpeting. It's all vinyl, which is going to make cleanup super easy, and I actually kind of like it more than vinyl. So let's see right over here. Here's some tires for the bikes I actually got from my friend who I bought it from, and these are shorter crossbars that we're gonna put on top because he wants the longer ones. But yeah, it's vinyl seat in the back and cloth seat up front, and I personally love cloth seats. Like, I'm gonna clean these up pretty well, but I just think they're comfier than leather seats. I love the leather seats in the E36 right over there, but these are gonna be nice too. Let's get inside, give you a cockpit point of view. Steering wheel, surprisingly not a lot of play in it, which is pretty good. Sometimes the steering shaft on these goes bad, but you can see 246,000 miles on the kilometer, which we're pretty sure it has been rolled back on it, so it's probably even higher than that. But probably gonna switch out the cluster actually to the SR5 cluster because I really want the tachometer here. It'd be nice to also have the oil pressure gauge and the battery voltage gauge over here. So I'm looking for one right now on eBay. Couple of things here and there. This is for defogger, clutch start. You can actually press this button in and you don't have to press your clutch in to start the car. So you can just turn the key. If you're stuck in like muddy situations and you want to have more modulation on the gas pedal, then you'd be able to use that. This is the side brake. It's pretty cool how it works. Right now it's engaged all the way, so if I pull, turn it, put it back in, now it's not engaged anymore. And to engage it, you just gotta pull it all the way out. If you pull it like halfway, it's actually just gonna go back through, so all the way out. Kenwood speaker, he said it works. Sometimes you just have to hit it. And this is the shift lever and the transfer case lever. The car, so here's one thing concerning about the car. Apparently the car has a problem with sticking in first gear and third gear. So you kind of have to hold it in first, go to second, skip third. He actually told me to skip third, go to fourth, fifth, reverse is fine. So more than likely we're going to be doing a transmission rebuild, probably like a Marlin crawler transmission, but yeah, that's eventually going to come by. Right now the brakes seem to work really well. I have good pressure on them too. The gas pedal seems okay, but my clutch pedal just completely, I have no pressure on it. So hopefully it's just a leak or something that can easily be fixed, but we'll find out. And of course, you know, a couple of switches for the gas tank and cigarette lighter, clock. And so here's one tidbit about this car. Originally registered in Washington State, and the car never came with AC. So in Florida, it's going to be an issue. It does have air, and it's kind of funny, he kept telling me like these are pretty much AC windows, the smoker windows over here. So you just kind of turn it towards you. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like I'm going to be sweating in this car a lot, but hey, we might retrofit a AC system in it one day. It has everything already. It even has a heater and all that. It just needs, you know, condenser and compressor and the wiring. The switch would be like over here. So we'll get that going. Oh, glove box, actually really smooth. And right in here is all the owner's manual, original documentation, every single receipt for the car for like previous owners from him and the previous owner. Like, look at this. I still haven't even went through all this paperwork yet, so it's going to be really cool knowing the history of this car, what's been done and what's not been done. And these are some new parts he gave me. I think this is a new window. I think he bought two and replaced one and kept that one original. And he also handed me, let me get you guys to the back. He also handed me a bunch of the rubber molds and like sealants for the edges. So it's gonna be cool figuring out how to get these on and which ones they're for anyway. I'll ask him, but that's that. Of course, the factory standard roll cage. It's gonna be so sick taking the top off and maybe putting like a soft topper on and taking this thing out on cruises. It's gonna be super fun. The rear seats, they fold down. I think it's like this level over here. So you can fold them down all the way. Like these fold up, and I forgot how. I think it's like the latches down here or something. But yeah, anyways, these fold up. I don't want to do it right now. And then these fold in, and you actually have like 7 foot of room to sleep in there in the back. So that's pretty cool. Step out of here for a second. These need a little fixing. I might actually just put a zip tie and kind of tie them shut for now, just so they don't open up some more. And I'm gonna bring this in the glove box. There we go. But yeah, it's a very simple car. I mean, back in '89, you know, this was a hot new thing. But yeah, let me take you guys on the underside a little bit. Actually, before I do that, let me show you the engine bay, which is probably what you're all waiting to see anyway. All right, so here is the engine bay and the glorious 22 RE engine. On first glance, it actually doesn't look that bad. You know, of course, I'm gonna, like I said, change out all the fluids in it. We're gonna change out the spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the wiring for it. The wiring actually doesn't look too bad, but I'm gonna switch it out anyway. Distributor cap and the rotor inside. We're gonna switch out the alternator, the battery, this one's dead, and the radiator, the original radiator actually started developing a leak. So I'm gonna switch it out with an all metal radiator, and might take this in to actually get it repaired, because I think it's kind of cool that it lasted like almost 30 years. Another thing is I do notice some leaks on the bottom and right over that way, and it looks like a little bit of leaks over here, so we're gonna tighten up the the cables and make sure everything's good. But we'll find out when she's running. This is the throttle cable, so doesn't seem too bad, but maybe eventually switch it out. I do want to switch out the fuel filter, but it's in a pretty terrible spot. It's pretty much behind here, like above, under the starter, I think. Yeah, the starter is like right in there. I really can't even show you from this angle, but yeah, we'll have to do that. And of course, we're gonna, what else am I gonna do on the engine bay for the time being? Probably gonna switch out all the vacuum hoses eventually and just kind of clean it up. Gonna spend today just kind of cleaning it down. It's gonna make working on it a little bit easier. And let me take you guys underneath the car. It's actually so nice having all that clearance where I don't even need a jack to get underneath it. And this is just an overview, catalytic converter, and then going into the muffler and then out towards the back with the exhaust. We're gonna do an add-a-leaf. I think I want to do, like an add-a-leaf, lift up the back just a little bit to make it more even, and then replace the shocks, of course. And then we're again drain the fuel tank, get some new fuel in there. It's been 6 months on old fuel, so that's gonna happen. You can see the rear shock in there, it's kind of decompressed already. So just, a couple of things here and there. The chassis and the frame actually has like no rust, which is really, really cool to see, especially with a car that came from Washington, California, spent a lot of time on the beach, and yeah, it's really cool to see. This is I believe this the parking brake. Yep. So here's one point of concern. This is the transfer case over here. So you can see it is leaking. So I don't know if it's just like the plug or if it's a crack or something, but yeah, that might be a point of concern. So we'll have to look into that. The transmission mount doesn't seem horrible, but it's gonna need to be replaced eventually as well. Going towards the transmission, and I do see a lot of oil. And if we come down here, you can kind of see there's some oil spots. I can't tell, because this is the oil pan over here, the oil pan drain bolt. I can't tell if it's actually coming from here, because there's some here, or if it's coming from the transmission, or both, or the seal between them. Oh god, all that grime fell on me. But I'm not too concerned yet. It's driven a long time, so I think maybe once it gets warmed up and get new fluid in there, we'll kind of see where it's actually leaking from and if it's a bad leak or not. Drive shaft over here, pretty close underneath it. I don't have too much clearance, but I have a lot of clearance, but not too much with the camera. And this is the front differential right over here. I'm gonna need to drain out the fluids from both the rear and the back, and the rear and the front. I'm trying to think of what else to show you guys while we're down here. Oh, let's actually take a look at the brakes. I wonder if I can tell. I'm gonna go back to the other side.
set you guys up over here. I can't tell how much life the brake pad has from here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna need switching sometime soon. I think he said it's been like 10 years. So, yeah, it's probably time to switch them out. So, probably gonna do that. I think I'm definitely gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. No, I'll probably do it before the trip, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, that's gonna be one thing. I see the boot is ripped over here. So, I think I'll replace that as well when I have the wheel off. Take you guys out from there. So yeah, that's kind of all it is for the walk around. I think we're gonna start on cleaning the car. So catch you in a second. All right, guys, so we're gonna start with using the pressure washer, and we're gonna do a quick light rinse for the car, get the surface dirt off. Then we're gonna use some zip wax and the detergent of it, mix it together and let that foam up on the car for a few minutes. Then afterwards, we're gonna wipe it down, and we are gonna be rinsing it down with water again. And that should get it pretty clean. Eventually, I'll do like a compound polish and wax video, but won't have time for that today. So just simple clean, and this is how it looks like now, and we're about to get to it. Not going to be talking much during the process because the pressure washer is really loud, so enjoy some nice music. Guys, it looks so good. And this is just literally water, soap. Wow. It's gonna clean up really nice. Like, I think even once I actually do like a full compound polish and then wax it, woof, and like restore the plastic on it, which I might do some of that maybe later this week. But yeah, you know, the paint is actually still in really decent condition. Of course, some scratches and everything, but like for its age, beautiful, beautiful condition. And of course, probably gonna get this powder coated or at least painted and bring it back to like its black color. But for now, I'm probably just gonna use like plastic restorer trim on it. And I do need to clean these a little bit better. Get in between the cracks. The interior I'm gonna wipe down as well. But yeah. And here's the before. Here's the after. Here's the before and the after. And after. And this is gonna clean up so much better too once we actually like deep clean it. And, you know, like paint is all kind of scratched up over here, clear coat peeled out. I don't even know if there is a clear coat or not, but I actually kind of like it. It gives it some natural patina to it, so I don't mind it one bit. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We're gonna do a full deep clean eventually, maybe like before the trip or after the trip, and that one is gonna include, you know, polishing, compounding, waxing. I'm gonna show you guys how to super clean the engine bay and deep clean the interior as well. But for now, you know, we just want to get the dirt off of it and you know, get it back on the road. So I'm gonna dedicate a lot of time to fixing things, and we'll clean a little bit later. But thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And, you know, it's been a crazy month for me, and very exciting, but also, you know, very depressing. And it's you know, you got to take it in full stride, the bad and the good. So this is definitely part of the good, and really excited to just kind of, you know, keep going through with this series. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the end. But I'm very excited about it. You know, we have a lot of plans for it. I mentioned it before, but yeah, look out for more videos. Again, thank you all for watching. This has been Ahmed from Yassine DIY, and I'll catch you next time.